Hi, this is Fernando Rebozo with Maxus Realty Group, reallynicehomes.com, and today we're going to be talking about marketing tips to sell a home, secrets to pricing a home to sell, strategies to pricing a home to sell. Setting pricing expectations needs to be done up front, not when the home is on the market. If the pricing that a professional realtor is recommending for your home does not make sense, then simply it is not the right time to sell. Don't just put your home on the market with the first agent who tells you what you want to hear. And trust me, there are plenty of those agents out there. If you're interviewing agents to sell your home, make sure to remind them that you want their true, candid opinion what your home is worth. A lot of times, it may not be the right time to sell a property. If the price is not enough for you, you may have to wait months, sometimes even years, to get to the home price that you're expecting from your home. But this is the time to be honest with yourself, honest with the market, honest with the real estate market conditions in the neighborhood, so the home can have a chance to sell. A lot of sellers and a lot of realtors also seem to forget that you're selling the house twice. In today's housing market, every house must be sold twice, and the second sale, which is to the bank's appraiser, could be the more difficult one. And remember, you may be able to fool a buyer, you may be able to hypnotize a buyer into paying more to what the house is worth, but when it comes to the bank's appraiser, he's like the cop. He is the one that's going to make sure that the buyer is not overpaying for the house. The bank's appraiser will perform an appraisal of the house based on true facts around the neighborhood and will report that figure to the bank, and that is when the bank clears the loan to close or stops the loan from going forward because the price is not the same as what the appraisal says it is. So this is a very important factor. You're selling the house twice. Do your homework before setting a price. You know, when you ask a realtor to perform a CMA, that's possibly the most common way to set a value into the price of a home. Just looking at the homes that have sold in the neighborhood within the past 6 to 12 months, as well as those now on the market. That's certainly how prospective buyers will assess the worth of your home. The CMA is possibly the second best way to actually find the true value of the property. Obviously, the first way to do this is by having an appraisal performed by a professional. One of the things that I always do whenever I'm selling a property for a seller is that I go home shopping by myself, and I actually go and visit all the competition homes in the area because I want to see what other buyers are seeing. You know, and I plan on spending a weekend touring these homes on the market because I need to know what other sellers are asking for the properties. What are the conditions of the homes? What are the locations? And how is a buyer going to compare those houses to the one that I'm trying to sell? If you're the seller yourself, you must do this yourself, to go after all the houses that are in the market in your neighborhood, to see them and compare them to your home in a way that then it can help you position your house to sell. And this is a very important factor that a good realtor, a professional, will do for you if you are the seller, is this: to actually position your property to sell by comparing it to the other homes in the neighborhood, and then pretending that you are the buyer and you want to pick the best possible home in the neighborhood, and you position your home to sell that way. It is a very important step if you want to price a home to sell and if you want to sell a home for top dollar. Go home shopping yourself to compare. Of course, in some cases, you know, you have to know when to get an appraisal, because an appraisal is basically the last word of what the home value is. A professional will come to the house and will compare with the other houses and other solds in the area for the last 6 months. You can use it to let prospective buyers know that your home can be financed. This is a very important part of the negotiation of a home when the buyer knows the house has been appraised and that is the value that they're going to be paying. They have basically peace of mind they're not going to be overpaying for a home. The bad news on appraisal is that it costs money. The seller must pay for this appraisal. And remember also that it has a limited life. Then after a little while, the appraisal is not good anymore. So you have to understand that that is the risk you're taking when you do an appraisal on a home. And finally, the seller may not like the final number. The appraisal may be the wake-up call for them to realize they're not ready to sell. They may have to wait a few months, maybe even a few years before they should sell because the price is not there for you. In some cases, this is the time to take a reality check of what you're expecting in your home and take that appraisal as a notice to say, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to go ahead and sell this property at the actual price and make your plans accordingly. If you saw one of my last videos in which I spoke about my strategy, how to achieve top dollar for a home, and this is one of the techniques I use to give ourselves room to negotiate. Do you want to maximize your profit or you want to sell it quickly? You must choose one of them, because balancing the price is an art form. When executed flawlessly, you're getting top dollar for your home. I can assure you of that. And I want to repeat this because this is a very important factor. That is, if you have to balance the price to whether you want to sell it quickly or you want to sell it for the most money. And when you balance the price and you execute it in the right way, I can assure you, you're going to be getting top dollar for your home. You know, in some cases when all is lost and the seller insists selling the house for more than what the house is worth, this is the time when I use my $100 analogy. And it's a very easy illustration of showing a seller that what they're asking you is really something that they need to reconsider. I simply pull out a $100 bill from my wallet and I put it on the table in front of the seller and just say, you asking me to sell this for $110, and just go silent, because I want them to realize what they're asking for, because there is really no other way to explain what they're asking is to sell a home for something that is not there. It's just like asking you to sell a $100 bill for $110. It's the same concept. You cannot achieve that. You cannot fool somebody into paying that. There are many factors of selling a home, but when it comes to price, it is a very clear understanding that you are selling a home based on the comparables, based on the market conditions, based on what's going on in the neighborhood, but not based on what you think your house should be worth and what emotional attachments you have with your house. It is a clear figure that the top dollar for your home is going to be $100 bill. Exactly to have somebody pay $100 for a $100 bill. But of course, sometimes $100 bills are being sold for $97 and $98. And you may ask yourself, when does that occur? This is exactly what happens with houses. I start putting on the market and they're overpriced, and after several months they decided to start dropping the price, but they never quite get the right price for the buyers to reach and try to purchase the home. It is always out of reach. Eventually, when the seller has no other choice, they have to reduce the price enough so you can sell a $100 bill for $97 or $98 in order for you to achieve a sale. Because no one in the right mind will give you top dollar price when they see that your house is being on the market for 250 days. They know that you've been trying to get top dollar for this house for such a long time and you did not get it. There must be a reason. And I can assure you, if anybody going to put an offer on a house, they're not going to pay you $100 for that $100 bill. They will be paying you around 97, 98. And that's how you can achieve an understanding of what you're trying to do when you're trying to sell a home for more than what it's worth. And there are also times, and I can assure you, there are times when someone is willing to pay $101, $102 for a $100 bill. And it's the time when there is no other $100 bills around. And we have buyers competing because that's the only one for sale. But these are normally under special conditions in the market, special conditions about the house that has certain things that other houses may not have. And obviously that is open, to discussion to be able to see if a house can be sold for more than what it's really worth because you have competing buyers willing to pay you more. This is also more prevalent on homes that are luxury homes. We're talking about homes that are worth $2, $3, $4 million. When someone has that much money to pay for a house, obviously they are not overlooking. They're not going to not buy a house because they cannot get this house for $5,000 or $10,000 less. They are going to pay top dollar for the house and possibly more if they have some reason why they love this house. Even if the appraiser comes back and says that the house is not worth, for them it makes sense because if that's what they want, that's what they will pay for it. But in most cases, when we're talking under general market conditions, to achieve top dollar is when you sell a $100 bill for $100. And one more thing to making sure that you're achieving top dollar for your property is to resist the temptation to renegotiate a contract once it was already started. Don't deviate once the contract is started. Don't allow a home inspection, for example, to further reduce your final price. There are a lot of agents that they use a home inspection in order for them to actually ask for more discounts on the price of a home. You need to have a good stand on this. You got to make sure that you keep your price in the right place and making sure that the home inspection does not reduce the final net to the seller. And if you're selling your home, a home inspection is just that, a home inspection, and you must have the house ready to sell and not use that to reduce the price of your home. My name is Fernando Rebozo with Maxus Realty Group, reallynicehomes.com. If you would like to get in touch with me, please give me a call, 301-246-0001. Thank you and have a great day.